Revealed Blake Lively's contract for It Ends With Us has been leaked along with some new unsealed documents, and Hasan Piker is in some hot water over his dog Kaya. The internet is up in arms, and we're going to get into all of it. I hope you're ready for it. Let's dive in. This is No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, serve fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's up, guys? Welcome on in. Happy Saturday. Wow, we're normally not live on a Saturday, but because we did skip out on Monday's episode because I was at a day of unreasonable conversation, we are catching up. So we are live on a Saturday. Everybody in the club. What's up, guys? I hope you are living life. I hope you are having fun. I hope you are doing all the things that bring your soul happiness, like Dr. Wendy Osefo. That's what she called her boobs after her boob job, only to find out the boobs be fraudulent. What's going on? Which, by the way, we did end up getting a statement from, well, not me personally, but a rep did issue a statement on behalf of, what's her name? Wendy and Happy Eddie. They have now broken their silence on their arrest, which is crazy. And to be honest, their statement didn't really give a whole lot. It didn't really tell us anything. Here, I'll pull it up so that we can read it. And the what do you call it? The sheriff doesn't seem. He did a press conference that I guess somebody caught via live stream, and the sheriff doesn't really seem to believe that Dr. Wendy and her husband ever had a burglary. Like, the sheriff came out, he's like, we investigated. He's like, so much so that it didn't make sense for the burglar to go in through the bathroom window that they were claiming. But not only that, but then there was no residue. He said, like, investigators, when they walk, even they would have like their shoes would pick up like gravel or debris or something where you would then indicate that there were footsteps in that bathroom after they climbed in through the window. And even the sheriff was just kind of like, it does, like, the story doesn't make sense. He's like, what, did the burglar come in and sweep up the debris before they left? Like, they swept up, like, it just, he's like, none of the story checks out. And so it appears local authorities do not believe that there was ever a home invasion at Dr. Wendy Osefo's house. For those of you that aren't familiar, she's on The Real Housewives of Potomac. I haven't watched the recent seasons, but my understanding is this season she's flexing on Eddie's cannabis business and how successful that is and how he's thriving and all of that. But anyway, this is a statement from Wendy's spokesperson. I don't even know who is this, an attorney? I don't know. But their statement reads, Dr. Wendy Osefo and her husband, Edward Osefo, aka Happy Eddie, are back home safely with their family and in good spirits. Yeah, we could tell with their good spirits. Look at how happy they were in their mugshots. Do we have their mugshot? Here, let's pull up their mugshot. Because they were, Happy Eddie was looking real happy. He was like, yeah, look at, they look high. I mean, he was getting high on his own supply. So yeah. Dr. Wendy Osefo and her husband Eddie are back home safely with their family and in good spirits. They are grateful for the outpouring of concern and support from friends, fans, and colleagues. Is there much outpour of concern and support? I saw like one of the Bravo accounts was like innocent. I think the Bravo docket, they were just like innocent until proven guilty. And I was like, yes, but also this one looks really, really bad. Like, this case looks bad. It just, like, nothing about it looks like they were honest in this. Like, they really thought they were going to get away with this. It's interesting when we pick our selective outrage of which Bravo lebs we want to choose to believe. Yeah, the only one that spoke out about it was Candace Dillard Bassett. She was on a morning show, and the news was breaking in real time, and she was like, "What are they trying? I know they made an example out of Karen." I was like, "Well, yeah, they should have made an example out of Karen Huger, who was also in the Real Houses of Potomac. She just got out of jail. She served 6 months, but they made an example out of her because they found what she had committed 4 DUIs in the past. Like that's one too many DUIs. I'm just like, yeah, they should have made an example out of her because she continued to drink and drive. Like she, yeah, needed to serve time. She wasn't going to get away with it. And she was like, "Oh, but my mom died like 7 years ago." Like, and again, not to diminish her grieving process, but I mean, come on. Okay. The Osefos, alongside their legal team, look forward to their day in court. At this time, they respectfully ask for privacy as they focus on their family and the legal process ahead. Yeah, that sounds to me like they're guilty. There's no denial. There's no, the authorities are mistaken. Like, there's literally nothing that denies that they did anything other than they look forward to their day in court, which to me says we're going to try to strike a deal to try and figure this out because we know what we did was wrong. I mean, and listen, they were buying luxury goods and returning them. Like it's so. I think I have some of the legal documents actually. Sorry, I know that this wasn't on the original list of topics for today. Because I was just reading the what do you call it? Maybe I will pull up the legal documents so that we can review them. Just kind of briefly read through this. I guess we'll gloss over this. We'll get into Blake and then we'll end with Hasan Piker. But so Bravo Breaking News, shout out to Bravo Breaking News. They posted the court docs. So we can read those right now. Okay, so this is the first page. It's again just so crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So here is what they posted. It says, memorandum in support of state's position at the defendant's bail review. This is, so I believe both Wendy and Eddie were released on bond. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was 50,000 in bond. But so this is from the state's attorney's office for Carroll County. On Thursday, October 9th, 2025, the defendant was indicted by a grand jury for Carroll County on 7 counts of insurance fraud, 8 counts of conspiracy insurance fraud, and 1 count of false statement to a police officer. The arrest warrant was issued and bail was set for $50,000. The allegations in this case are that on April 7th, 2024, Carroll County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to blank, or I guess this is their home, in Finksburg in Carroll County, Maryland, for a call of a reported burglary. A deputy was met with the homeowners, Edward and Wendy Osefo, who reported to him that they had left to go on a trip to Jamaica on April 2nd, 2024. When they returned on April 7th, 2024, at approximately 10 p.m., they found their bedroom and closet to be ransacked, and several designer handbags and jewelry had been stolen. The state's evidence would show that the purported point of entry into the home to be the owner's bathroom window on the second floor. So this is what they were saying that went through the bathroom upstairs. The window looks onto a small roof that was about 9 feet above the deck. There were no ladders, and the deck furniture was undisturbed and no indication that anyone had been on the deck. The Osefos stated that they did not touch anything prior to the police arriving. There was a screen with damage laying on the roof, and the window was not locked. To go in or out of that window, one has to step on the toilet. The toilet lid was down and had no debris on it. When the sheriff's office personnel stepped onto the roof and back into the home, they tracked the roof grit back inside. The Osefos had an ADT system and a Ring camera. The Osefos activated the ADT alarm system upon leaving for vacation. During this time that they were away, there was no motion detected inside the residence. There was activity such as package deliveries on the Ring camera that was monitored remotely by the Osefos. Investigation determined that on April 8th, 2024, the Osefos had initiated 3 separate insurance claims for the burglary and theft: traveler's insurance, jewelry, mutual insurance, and homesite insurance company for the alleged losses suffered while they were away. Edward Osefo gave recorded statements to 2 insurance companies regarding the stolen items he provided. He was asked whether any of the items on the list had been returned, which he denied. He was asked if he had other insurance, but failed to disclose to Homesite and jewelers that he was also making a claim with Travelers Insurance. For Homesite, both Edward and Wendy Osefo signed a sworn statement of loss, which was notarized. The total amount, the total amount of loss claimed on the sworn statement of loss was $2,500 for the building and $450,000 estimated for contents and personal property. He included an inventory of reported stolen items along with receipts for the purchase of most of the items on the inventory. The claims were denied due to the failure to disclose the policy with Travelers Insurance. In the original claim submitted on April 8th, 2024 to Travelers, Edward confirmed that he and his wife were wearing their anniversary bands when the loss occurred. However, Edward called Travelers Insurance on April 10th, 2024, and said that he needed to update their claim, stating that his wife's gold diamond anniversary band was missing. The same day, Travelers Insurance settled the claim for $25,000, which included the replacement of the price of the band, which was $4,500. After the initial reported claim on April 11, 2024, both Wendy and Edward signed and submitted letters to Jewelers Mutual Insurance claiming that the burglary occurred and items were reported stolen. At the request of Jewelers Mutual Insurance, the Osefos provided an initial list of 57 stolen items, including on the list was Wendy's gold diamond anniversary band that was reported in the Travelers Insurance claim. On April 22nd, 2024, Edward was interviewed during a recorded call and did not make any mention of the jewelry claim or payout with Travelers. Wow, so they reported the ring stolen, got Travelers to pay out, and then they filed a separate claim with the jeweler, with the jewelry insurance. That's crazy that they're reporting the same item missing to multiple insurance companies and not disclosing this. And they'd already gotten a payout, according to these legal documents. They'd already gotten a payout from Jewelers Mutual Insurance. Interesting. Or sorry, they had already gotten a payout from Travelers at the time that they were filing a claim with Jewelers. Disputes were suspicious. Deputies were suspicious of the circumstances of the burglary and recorded from stores where some of the items were purchased, along with social media and email accounts. Investigations determined that numerous items that the Osefos claimed were stolen had been purchased, then returned to the store where a full refund was provided prior to the alleged burglary. The items were valued in excess of $20,000. For example, there was a Dior shirt that was listed as stolen, valued at $1,450, but the shirt was returned on January 14th, 2023 for a refund. There was a Gucci leather wallet that was purchased in 2018 and returned 2 weeks later for a full refund of $948.70. Additionally, while reviewing, and that was in 2018. So this was an old wallet from years ago that they had returned years ago. Additionally, while reviewing the social media account for Wendy Osefo, deputies observed photos of Wendy prior to the burglary wearing a diamond anniversary band on her left finger. The ring was reported stolen in the burglary. Then, after the reported burglary on April 27, 2024, Wendy Osefo is wearing the same ring on her left finger. The ring features multiple rows of diamonds and has a V shape on the side that separates where the rows of diamonds begin. The ring had been photographed prior to the burglary for an appraisal and matches the photo of the ring on April 27, 2024. What an idiot. She's wearing the wedding ring that she reported was stolen as she's reporting it stolen to multiple insurance companies. Like, literally, what a fucking moron. Sorry, but like, come on. You think we just fell out of a coconut tree? Actually, here, let me pull this. I have the first page on screen, but I'm just gonna pull up the full items that I'm reading here. This is from Bravo Breaking News. Let's see. The email asked if there were additional high value items that were added to this list, to this inventory list, Chanel shoes, etc. I'm trying to get a total excess of $423,000, which is our policy maximum. At the time of their arrest, a search and seize warrant was executed for the Osefos' home, and deputies found at least 15 items that appeared to be the same ones claimed stolen during the alleged burglary. Wow. So they reported them and then they kept all of the items. This is crazy to me that they found 15 of the items. So Wendy and Eddie knew that this was coming. the time of their arrest. So this got it. This is when they were arrested. So this wasn't prior. So this was this week. This was the 9th. This was a couple of days ago. The investigation revealed, so 15 items that they had reported stolen were found at their residence. Investigations revealed that the Osefos to be burdened by substantial debt because Happy and Ness got expensive. Edward and Wendy conspired to make fraudulent statements and provide misleading information in support of making 3 insurance claims for financial gain. Wherefore, the state respectfully requests the bail remain the same, $50,000. And it did. And it did. And then here's the actual photo of Wendy's ring that they're referring to that she claimed was stolen that wasn't really stolen. Bam. And like I said, their statement their statement literally was just like, they look forward to their day. They look forward to their day in court. At this time, they respectfully ask for privacy as they focus on their family and legal process ahead. Yeah, because you're guilty. But this is messy. You can't have somebody pretend to steal your shit and not steal. It's just messy. Messy, messy, messy. Jean says Wendy should have never resigned her job as professor at Johns Hopkins. Professors make bank at that university. The thing is, they have this need to keep up with the Joneses, right? When they join Housewives and they pay for glam and makeup artists and all of this stuff. It's crazy. Is she filming this season? Well, this season is currently airing, so they're not filming anything at the moment but the reunion's going to be coming up. Well, actually, no, the season just started. Oof. The reunion is going to be interesting. I'm pretty sure cameras are up right now and they're filming something that they'll add to the finale. Insurance fraud is serious AF. Well, and they did it with 3 different insurance companies and they lied to authorities. Crazy. How did they think that they weren't going to get caught? That's crazy. Okay, let's take a quick ad break and then we're going to move on to Blake Lively because we're going to go through her contract. Woof! We're going to go through her contract because lady is a delulu. Okay, I know you've seen a million different ads for hair growth products and thought, yeah, sure, that actually works. I did too, okay? And then I found Nutrafol, which I can confidently say isn't like the rest of them. Nutrafol is physician formulated, clinically tested, and dermatologist recommended. If you're dealing with hair issues like thinning or shedding, but you feel stuck and aren't sure what to try next, I highly recommend you give Nutrafol a try, okay? Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. You can feel great about what you're putting into your body since Nutrafol hair growth supplements are backed by peer-reviewed studies and NSF content certified. That's the gold standard, okay, in third-party certification for supplements. See thicker, stronger, faster hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code NOFILTER. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com. Promo code NOFILTER. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code NOFILTER. Okay, so Blake Lively, her, a couple of things came out. One, I guess there's a, what is this? It just showed up. What just came? Declaration. Oh, Claire. Yeah, so remember how there was another mysterious person that was claiming that they were also abused by Baldoni? Well, we now know who this person is. Here, I'll pull it up on screen for us because there are a number of things that were unsealed in the last 48 hours. So a lot of things that are just coming in now. But so we have now determined who this person is that claims that Baldoni verbally abused them on set. It was not It Ends With Us. And the woman's name is Claire Ayub. And so she is the one that claims she worked on the Empire Waste. Actually, let's read through this. Okay, so we kind of know the story, but remember, so much of it was redacted when it first came out. Now we have the unredacted version, and so now we know it to be this woman, Claire. I don't know. Do you guys remember that scene from Housewives where Kim Richards is introducing her sponsor to Lisa Rinna, and she's like, "Well, Lisa, this is my sponsor, Claire." And then Lisa's like, "Hi, Claire. Hi, Claire." I just keep, every time I see Claire's name, I keep thinking, "Hi, Claire. Hi, Claire." So Claire says, "I wrote and directed a film called Empire Waste." Was it a fat waist? Was it a skinny waist? What kind of waist was it, Claire? which was produced by Wayfair Studios LLC. Justin Baldoni, a founder of Wayfair, was a producer. As part of my work on Empire Waste, I had repeated negative interactions with Mr. Baldoni and his associates, including verbal abuse by Mr. Baldoni. I asked Wayfair that Mr. Baldoni not be permitted on set during majority of the production as a result of those experiences. Well, again, verbal abuse and what Blake Lively is claiming, not quite the same thing, but let's explore this. Empire Waste was set to be released in the fall of 2024. In August of that year, as a result of my experience with Mr. Baldoni and ongoing press coverage relating to Mr. Baldoni and It Ends With Us, I requested that he not be involved in Empire Waste's marketing or public relations efforts. Wayfair agreed upon my request. Wait, in that year, as a result of my experience with Mr. Baldoni and ongoing press coverage regarding Mr. Baldoni and It Ends With Us. Interesting. So it kind of sounds like she got word of what was going on with Blake Lively and was like, ooh, I don't want him around my set. Less than a week after reaching that agreement, I was contacted by the assistant of Steve Sarowitz, the co-founder and co-chairman of Wayfair, to schedule a time for me and Mr. Sarowitz to speak. Mr. Sarowitz's assistant did not identify a topic for the meeting. I feared that Mr. Sarowitz wanted to discuss my recent request relating to Mr. Baldoni, worried that Mr. Sarowitz might pressure me to abandon the prior agreement that I had reached with Wayfair. I recorded our meeting. A true and correct copy of the recording produced in Discovery as blank is submitted with the declaration as Exhibit 1. I declare under penalty of perjury that this is true. Do we have the recording? I don't think that hit the docket. Or if it did hit the docket, I don't think we have access to it, do we? No, I don't think we do. Do we at least have a transcript of it? Where is this damn recording? I want the recording. Because it was allowed to be it was allowed to be unsealed. So if it's unsealed, how do we access it? I'm pretty sure somebody in the media will publish it, right? You would think. But so anyway, Claire, so now we know Claire is the one that recorded this. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see. This is Claire's. Claire Ayub is an award-winning writer, director, performer who creates empowering and educational and entertaining content through her production company, Try Anyway Productions. Is that what you're doing here, Claire? You're trying anyway? You're like, I don't really have a case against Baldoni, but I'm going to try anyway. All right, Claire, thank you for sharing your story with the class. But at this point, show and tell is now over. Thank you. Come again. They have to leak it, Zack. Only parties have access to it, is my understanding. I need them to leak it. That's my point. I need it to be leaked now. So thanks, Claire. We appreciate you and all of your hard service to the people. So yeah, that now we know that that's clear. There was also a declaration from Baldoni's talent agent who claimed that Blake Lively was trying to extort him, which I also thought was interesting and quite useful. Danny Greenberg, he was Justin's talent agent, and I guess Danny Greenberg in his deposition told him that Blake Lively was trying to extort him. She was basically extorting him, which kind of backs up his claims. But yeah, I don't know if there's much more to that. But let's get into Blake Lively's contract. It's so funny. So it's an unsigned draft. It to me is unclear whether I don't believe she did sign. I don't believe she did sign the contract. I know that there have been rumblings about that, but the copy that we have is an unsigned copy, but it's uncertain if there was ever a signed copy that existed. And if there was or wasn't, that means like she may not be in breach of any of these not claims. What's the word I'm trying to think of? Clauses. So anyway, here so this is from, I'm just going to read the Us Weekly article because they kind of summarize everything rather than going through the full contract ourselves. But it says, per the deal, production started on May 10th, 2023 and continued for 7 weeks. The majority of the film was shot in New Jersey. The copy of the contract dated May 5th, 2023 was not signed by Lively. The former Gossip Girl star was to be paid 1.75 million in fixed compensation to star as Lily Bloom in the film adaptation of the Colleen Hoover novel. So she was getting a flat fee of 1.75 million, which is actually pretty good for a Colleen Hoover movie. And considering they made over 300 million, very good. But she also was then to get 10% of the film's gross proceeds on top of what she was paid. So she was making bank off of this. It was based off of performance, and there were a number of bonuses that she was granted throughout. So she was to be paid $250,000 once the gross theatrical receipts reached an amount equal to 3 times the director's costs. So obviously you have your director's costs. And so once it hit 3 times that amount, she would get a bonus payment of $250,000. She would also get another bonus payment every time there was a new milestone. She would get an additional 250. So it seems like Blake Lively made millions of dollars off of this film because we now know that it reached 300 million. She was also, this is the part that's like the real kicker for me. She stipulated, and this is standard for an actress's contract because they think very highly of themselves. So this is very standard. Someone says that she got an estimated 37 million. I don't know if that, well, I don't know, because some of these milestones, it depends on how they did the calculations, because some of these, we'll get into it. Oh, well, I guess that would be based off of the bonuses, right? But like, here's the thing. I think, is it an addition? Yeah. I think she would get an additional 250 every time it reached a new milestone, but I don't know how many of those milestones ultimately were achieved, because like we don't know what the direct cost, the director's cost of the film was, or direct cost of the film. Do we have any of those figures? But yes, it does appear she made, I don't think she made 37 million. There's no way. I think she only gets 10% of the gross proceeds. That's again after the film costs. Then she gets 10% of that, and then bonuses for every additional whatever. I mean, that is 10% of 300 million actually is a lot. So maybe that is a fair. Katie Inc. I don't know who that is. Katie Inc. said she got over 37 million. That actually, when you kind of put it all together, that does, that will affect her damages. That will absolutely affect her damages. She made 37 million off of the film. Okay. So this is the kicker, because it comes to the awards that she may or may not have won. So she was to be paid $100,000 if she was nominated for an Academy Award, and $200,000 if she won that award. So she would receive 200 total if she won. But if she was just nominated, then she would only receive 100. So she wouldn't receive 300,000. She would just receive a total of 200,000 should she have won the award. But it's just crazy that she even thought she would be nominated for these things. And also, the only way you get nominated, I believe, is if you like put forth and do a whole campaign. Like, you have to invest money into getting these awards. You don't just get it because you're a talented actress. Like, the studio has to be behind you, and they have to be lobbying for you, and they have to be, paying for ads for your consideration and all of that stuff. It's a whole, like, it's a whole campaign to get an actress to win these awards. So that was Academy Awards, and then it was similar for the Golden Globe. She would get 75,000 if she were nominated, but she would get 100,000 if she won. So it's interesting that an Academy Award would be, I guess, better than a Golden Globe, and then less than would be a SAG Award nomination. So she would get 50 if she were nominated, and 75 if she actually won a SAG Award. And then I love that Us Weekly then notes Lively was not nominated for any awards. No, she wasn't. Wayfair was not going to pay for that. Sony was not going to pay for that. The contract also provided Lively's approval of the driver who would be taking her to and from work. The production would provide her with exclusive use of single pop-out star trailer, including customary amenities for her use to work in New Jersey. Lively was also to receive $1,000 per week for training and meal allowance. For any shoot days in Las Vegas, the deal said Lively was to be given a private jet that fit her 4 children, her assistant, her 2 nannies, and her security team. She also wanted $1,500 to cover assistant fees. That's wild. You need a whole security team and 2 nannies? Aren't you the mom? You're the mom and you need 2 nannies and an assistant and a security team for that's crazy. Like, that to me is and private planes, like, that's like a $25,000 tap one way. Like, that's not cheap. Those private planes are expensive. It's expensive to be me. And I don't know how often they were shooting in Las Vegas, but I mean, my goodness. And you had to pay her assistant $1,500. The contract also had provisions that required that all parties take issues to arbitration and not file them in public court. Whew. So ultimately, she did file them in public court. Well, actually, Baldoni also kind of broke that provision as well, if you think about it, because he sued the New York Times. He didn't sue Blake Lively. So I guess he didn't breach that. He sued she filed her CRD complaint and then he sued the New York Times and then she sued him and then he countersued her for $400 million. So, yeah, but I mean, here's the thing, if she never signed the contract, then I don't think she's legally bound to that provision in her contract to have to battle this out in outside of court. I don't know. There's a law that says it doesn't apply to SA or SH. Yeah. I mean, listen, a lot of those contracts that you sign, there are ways around them. It's just a matter of whether or not you were actually going to be going and battling it out in court, which is how a lot of people bully you into settlements is they throw out these big allegations and ultimately they don't really go anywhere because they can't really. Oof, what a time. What a time, what a time, what a mighty good time. A mighty, mighty good time. Yikes. Well, Blake. That's what we got for you. Mildly mercurial says lawyers say she did the work laid out in the contract. She could be. Yeah, I mean, it was technically like a handshake agreement, and technically she's still kind of on the line for it, even though she didn't really sign it. Like, that's what I think her team would fight back on, is that she didn't really sign it. I don't know. They could get her for some sort of breach of contract. I don't know. I mean, they don't have a case against her right now because their case got gutted and thrown out, which kind of made sense, but we'll see. Kay says, biggest mistake from Baldoni's camp, get your talent to sign their contract. I bet they've learned their lesson. Hopefully it's not too late. It's so common though. Bethany Frankel talked about this too. She's like, it's so common that you kind of just start the work knowing that the negotiations will work out in the end anyway. But in some cases, stuff like this happens. Well, her 17-point thing that she signed referenced the contract. Oh, that's a good point. That is a good point. Ryan's a piece of shit. I'm happy she tanked his relationship. Oh, his reputation. Yeah. Because, baby, now we got bad blood. You know what used to be mad love. Take a look what you done. This is me says there's no way her career is rebounding from this. Her reputation is in the toilet. I mean, yeah. Guys, if you're watching this and you're enjoying the show, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to subscribe to all the latest tea. I know, we did lose a little bit of the audience, but it's okay because I know there's still a good chunk of you guys that are loving the podcast. So if you're loving the podcast, please keep reviewing and rating and doing all the things. Here, let me do a couple of quick shout outs and then we'll get into the Hasan Piker story. Because we did have some new reviews that came in. Yay, we love reviews. Let's see. Quarter Pony says, truly balanced, 5 stars. I'm a person that needs to manage my stress. I don't need to watch someone who rage baits or is a perpetual victim. I watch Zack Peter every single day. Not only is Zack passionate, he's thoughtful in his words. If he makes a mistake, he owns it. He stands behind his convictions, giving a reason behind it. You don't have to always agree with him, but respect his honesty. That being said, I find it difficult to disagree with Zack on many issues. The best part about Zack is that he makes it safe to disagree with him. I truly believe I truly believe that in person we can have an honest and thoughtful conversation about anything. That's why I listen to Zack every day. That's so sweet, guys. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, Tamwan says, blah, 1 star. I don't side politically, so this review has nothing to do with that, but rather the podcast is boring and the host is lazy. It feels phoned in. But then CC Texas says, always a fun listen, 5 stars. In a sometimes too serious world, tuning into you is fun and lighthearted. Thanks. And then Michelle De Simone says, 5 stars. You're the first podcast I ever stumbled upon back in 2022. I've been a loyal listener ever since. I love listening to your commentaries that are witty, spirited, and always balanced and fair. You come from a place of common sense, which is very refreshing. Thank you for the laughs and always keeping it real. Thank you, Michelle. That's so sweet. And then Carlos Sarlo 3 says, bring life to LOL. 5 stars. No matter what you're talking about, your humor is chef's kiss. Politics regarding who you are poking fun at, pop culture, or responding to your hate. You are one of the only pods I'm actually LOLing by myself in a cafe. Have listened for years, but it seems like it's even more no filter in the recent months and year, and I love it. Thank you. I love it too. And I love you. Love. Okay. Let's talk Hasan Piker, because this is gonna fire some people up. But so there's this website, I think it's Spokedia is what it's called. They published this story this week. I saw, and it says Zack Peter slams Twitch streamer Hasan Piker over viral dog collar row, claims it appears to be a shock collar. So let's actually get into what tweet prompted this headline and what I was referring to. Did you guys see all the Taylor Swift is MAGA stuff because she wants to get married and have babies? I did see that, Christina, and I thought it was hilarious. And people were also saying, like, I saw that the arguments, did Stu talk about that? I remember talking about this with someone, that somebody was also saying that, like, she, she's MAGA because she wants to be a trad wife and she wants to, like, get married and have kids. And then she says that she wants to move into a neighborhood where all the kids look like you. So, she just wants to move into a white neighborhood. Like, oh my God, you guys are stretching. And then I saw someone that's like, father figure is like a song about a groomer. Like, it's so creepy. And I'm like, guys, we are being way too dramatic. Way too dramatic. Okay. Crazy. But so back to Hasan. So there is a tweet that I sent out, and I do not regret sending it. But so in it, there, Ty's Tough Talk on Twitter shared a clip of Hasan Piker and what appears to be him using a shock collar on his dog. And so I quote tweeted it, and I said, you can clearly hear the dog whimper when he uses what appears to be a shock collar. Why even have a dog if you're going to make her stay put and suffer while you do your 7-hour daily Twitch streams? That's what I tweeted. That's what prompted this headline. But here's the actual tweet/clip for you to see with your own eyes, and you can determine whether or not you think this is a shock collar or not.
Reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby. It's just, you're making her stressed. She just literally is so incredibly spoiled from my mom. No, she doesn't want to come over here to see what's up. She just wants to fucking roam the house because she got to roam the house when I was gone. And she needs to literally have the same structured, regimented.
I'll say this. When my mom comes over and she lets the dogs break all the rules, it is frustrating for me as a dog owner. My mom's like, but I just don't have a heart. I'm like, yes, but there is structure and rules. And like, there does need to be some discipline for the dogs because they need structure. They need to follow their schedule. They need to go out at the times that we have, in their schedule for walks and whatnot. Right. I get it when he says, oh, my mom, she, is too lax with the dog or whatever. I empathize with that. I can totally relate to that. However, the shock collar, like, it's two things. It's the shock collar, and then he streams for hours and hours a day. And you can see the reason he gets upset with Kaya in this specific clip. Hasan gets upset with her because she steps off of what it looks like her bed, her dog bed, whatever that pad is that she's lying on. That's where she's supposed to stay for the entire stream. He doesn't want her roaming the house, which listen, you have a dog and that's your responsibility and you have a job. I get it. It's challenging sometimes. I don't have shock collars for my dogs, but I think he later came out and said, "Oh, it was a vibrating collar. It was, it wasn't a shock collar." But I'm like, "No, if you listen to that." And also the fact that you make her just sit there for hours and hours and hours and not move or go anywhere, that to me is already really unsettling, that you're like just making her stay in that one confined space. I guess it would be similar to like crating a dog, but still, it's just, I don't know. The fact that I don't know. It's 'cause then I also understand like there are people that like crate their dogs and they have to go to work and their dogs will destroy things if not. But to me, you can clearly see that this is a shock collar by the whimper that you hear the dog make. I'm going to play it again.
Reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go. Just stop.
See, you can clearly see him lean forward and what appears to be the remote for the collar. And he did say that it was a vibrating collar. Now, I do know that there are vibrating collars that have the highest thing that is a shock. You can shock them. Like that is the highest possible option on some vibrating collars. I've never used any of those. No, I've never used any of those. And it's just, I don't, I try to not judge other dog parents because then I feel like that's like mom shaming or whatever. But also, like, there are just some things like it's just very obvious that he shocked that dog.
America, Kaya, please just fucking go. Just stop.
The way that dog whimpers and you can even see the way she like shakes, like the way her body's like, "Arr!" And her like whole body twitches. And then some of his like fangirls are like, "No, that's not true. The dog's nail got caught in the bed." I was like, how would you even see the dog's nail get caught? Like, where did you come to that conclusion? Just because you're a Hasan Piker fangirl and you want him to jizz on your chest, like, no, like you can't defend that. He made a video justifying what he did and referred to his dog as his slave. Okay, well, I don't know if that's true, and that sounds very inflammatory, so I'm not gonna should have vetted that. Should have vetted that ahead of time. It just to me is, I don't know. I feel bad. Oh, he responded. He said, "She has no idea she's been the most famous dog on the internet for the past 2 days because of a coordinated far-right pro-Israel slander campaign." Are you kidding me? You think that this, you think you have got to be kidding me. He said that this is a pro-Israel slander campaign from people on the far right. Hey, dumbass, I'm not far right. I'm not paid by Israel, but you know what I am? A dog owner. And when I see somebody fuck with the dog, it's like that documentary on Netflix, Don't Fuck with Cats. Okay? So you know what? Nah, I'm not going to let you put and perpetuate that fucking bullshit out there, Hasan Piker. There is no orchestrated, coordinated effort. The internet is just pissed because you shocked your dog and got caught on the internet doing it. Okay? Sorry, we're going to call you out for it. Bitch. Little bitch. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And all the people that are out here fighting for um fighting for her her rights, fighting to free Kaya. I did see that there was a clip that he posted where he was trying to like justify that it's a vibrating collar and she needs discipline and all of that stuff, which is just crazy, 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 crazy. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. But yeah, people are like, call PETA. Call PETA. I don't know, guys. I just think it's wild that his response is like, "You're so famous, Kaya." Oh, this is another. Wait, is this? Wait, this was another. Well, I mean, everybody. I feel like some people are maybe being a little crazy, digging up everything on him and the dog. But this was another clip.
And now it's mainstream. I love her. I think her collar's too tight.
Well, it's here we get.
You have to be able to get 2 fingers, and I couldn't even get 1. I think you're choking her.
She's like, it's 'cause she has a lot of neck meat.
And now it's main.
The fact that like when somebody tells you, like if somebody told me, hey, I think your dog's collars are too tight, I would be like, okay. And listen, my dogs have a lot of neck meat and my dogs have a lot of fur, but also like, I don't know. It's not good. It's not good at all. Martina says, I feel so sorry for the dogs. Zack. Thanks for being the dog's voice. I mean, it's not just me, it's the internet, right? Kanye made him famous. Usually when training a dog, it could be when they're a puppy and have a feeling this is a grown dog. Yeah, you think, Sydney? This is a huge grown ass dog. It's so terrible. I told you guys, I saw Hasan at a day of unreasonable conversation. He was on one of the panels, but like he's the only speaker that was on a panel that did not show up, and he like called in virtually. And then he was the one like made that completely divisive comment that, you know, just kind of went a little extreme. He just, I don't know. He's been on my podcast before in the past, but I'm not a big Hasan. But I used to really like him, probably because I was looking at him with thirst eyes, but not anymore. Not anymore. Mm-mm. Sorry, Hasan. Not going to get a pass in my book. All right. Hasan not showing up in person, all the rest did, is just off-putting. It was like, why even participate? Why are you even there? I believe he lives in Los Angeles. I believe, yeah. I believe he lives in LA now. Let's see. Yeah, as of 2025, he lives in West Hollywood. Wow. So he was literally live streaming from his $2.7 million West Hollywood home. Interesting. So he was in LA and still couldn't go to the Getty Center to be on the panel. What, did he have COVID? It's just crazy. Crazy. You know who needs a shock collar is Katie Porter. My goodness, Katie. The more I find out about her, Miss Professor Umbridge, the less and less I need to know about her. Did you guys see in her divorce papers, she was accused of pouring scalding hot mashed potatoes on her ex-husband's head? That's crazy. What a fun time. Okay, guys, I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Don't forget tomorrow, join our book club. Yes, talk about Katie Porter. We talked about her a lot yesterday, Cheryl. We did a whole Katie Porter. Was it yesterday or the day before? We did a whole thing on Katie Porter, but I think it was the day before because yesterday we had Stu on. So Thursday's episode is where we got into the full Katie Porter deep dive. But thank you guys. I love you. I appreciate. Is Taylor Lorenz sticking up for Hasan? Of course she is. My God, Taylor. Somebody actually told me I should reach out to Taylor Lorenz for a really good story that I have. I was like, what should we do with this story? And they were like, actually, you should take it to Taylor Lorenz because she's an investigative journalist. I'm like, she's also crazy. And I don't know if I can trust her. And whoever like somebody has to do the story with good due diligence. What time tomorrow? Between 12 and 1 p.m. Probably 1 p.m. because somebody said that was an easier time for them, but we'll do book club. The plan right now is 1 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you check your Supercast and have your email notifications on so that I can email you guys when the link is up. So that way you guys can join. But all right, I love you. I appreciate you. I will talk to you. I meant to do this, and then I was like, oh no, it's gonna be the Hitler. It's gonna be the Nazi symbol. Because every time everyone does the hand out, they're like, it's a salute, Hitler. All right. Love you guys. Appreciate you. I will talk to you tomorrow. Or yeah, I guess tomorrow if you're a member of No Filter All Access on Supercast. Love you. Appreciate you. Ciao for now. Be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Follow, do all the things. Just Plain Zack all over the internet and No Filter with Zack on Instagram.